Hi, I'm Jack Malcolm. I'm the president of Falcon Performance Group, and I'd like to take just a few minutes to explain my vision of how to help your sales force achieve the pinnacle of professional sales performance. My vision is pretty simple. It's in the form of a pyramid. A pyramid for two reasons. Number one is that the skills are cumulative. They build on each other. And number two, it gets really narrow at the top. Let's explain each level. At the bottom level, you're competing on a commodity. Your salespeople are competing only on price, and they're not adding a ton of value at that level at all. So let's not spend much time on that. At the next level up, the fab level, your sales force is able to understand your product and explain it to your customers. They can explain the features, the advantages that you have over competing alternatives, and what benefits that brings to customers. Salespeople used to create a lot of value at this level because the balance of information and power was on the sales side. Now with the internet, your buyers know as much about your products or services as your sales force does, so they're not adding a ton of value there. Where you start adding value is when you're selling at the solution level. At the solution level, you're solving problems for customers and you're improving their business processes, making them more effective and more efficient. And that can bring a ton of value to your customers. But there's one level that's even higher. At the consultative level, your sales force has a good enough understanding of your customer's business that they can connect the solutions to those problems and those improvements in processes to specific business outcomes. And I use the single word profit to describe that. The other difference at the consultative level is that when you know your customer's business so intimately, you can bring new ideas to your customers that they haven't thought of or solve problems that they don't even know they have. At that level, you're creating a ton of value. So if the solution and the consultative levels are so valuable, why isn't everybody doing it? It's like anything else. It's simple in concept, but it requires a little bit of skill and it requires a little bit of knowledge. The skills and knowledge are, in order to sell solutions, you have to intimately understand the problems your customers face. That means putting yourself in your customer's shoes. Number two, to sell profits, you need to understand the financial and the strategic impact of those problems and how those process improvements are going to impact their business. So if you want to sell consultatively, you need to be able to credibly connect your product or service to customer outcomes and confidently communicate that value. What does that require? It requires, first of all, a consultative mindset. Consultative mindset is one in which a salesperson takes personal responsibility for customer outcomes. And that requires a type of thinking that I call outside-in thinking, which is taking the customer's perspective and seeing things from their point of view. That's not easy, so it requires a repeatable sales process. A sales process that goes step by step and aligns with your customer's buying process in the best way possible so that you can shorten the sales process and you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. Also, when you start competing at these levels, you only get one shot. So as a salesperson, you need to be prepared and you need to have it planned out. So sales planning and preparation are key at this level. And you also need a different set of communication skills. I call them value creating communication skills. They're value creating because you have an effective sales conversation where the flow of communication is going both ways and both sides are working collaboratively in order to create a better solution than one or the other party could have done on its own. Now, in order to do that, your salespeople need the context, which is the business acumen they need to be able to speak confidently and understand the language at those high decision-making levels. So how do I approach that in my training? Over 30 years, I've developed a series of modules that cover everything you've seen on that last slide. Everything from implementing the right mindset to understanding the planning skills it takes to succeed at the key account plan level, the opportunity level, and the sales call plan level. The communication skills such as effective sales conversations and strategic sales presentations and strategic sales negotiations. There's also selling profits, not products, which provides the business acumen that people need to connect to measurable business outcomes and have those compelling conversations at the right levels. And then finally, there's the getting in, which is the prospecting part. So if your vision of what it takes to create a professional sales force at the pinnacle of B2B selling matches mine, and you'd like to find out more about it, please give me a call or contact me at jmalcolm@falconperformance.com. I look forward to speaking to you.